On the top of your mat, standing pose, Tadasana. Couple breaths here. Press down into your heels. Squeeze your thighs up. Pull your kneecaps up. Lift your ribs and waist in and up. Inhale, reach your arms up. Ardha Dhanurasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale as you step back. Exhale, deepen the posture. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your sit bones, stretch your waist. Press your arms to straight. Inhale forward into plank pose. Open your chest through those shoulders. And exhale, bend your elbows. Chaturanga, lower your hips and belly button first. And then flip to the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog. Lift those knees, lift those thighs, lift your chest. Exhale up and back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, lift your hips. Lengthen your back. Lengthen the front too. So don't just lengthen or arch your back and then expand your ribs down. Pull the ribs in a little bit as you lengthen your back. Step your feet back up to the top of your mat. Fold, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Dhanurasana, all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach back up, Ardha Dhanurasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step your left leg back, lower your left knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, forward, plank, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your left foot up to the top of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, press the floor away with your left foot and right knee and sweep your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, take your hands down and step forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, push the floor away. Use your back muscles. Reach up nice and tall. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach back up, Ardha. Forward fold, exhale, Uttanasana. And step your right leg back, lower your right knee down as you take an inhale and then sweep up. Big, tall breath, big, tall posture. Exhale, hands to the floor and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift those sit bones. Pull the front ribs in a little bit. Step your right foot up. Lower your left knee down. Push the floor away. Inhale, expand and open. Exhale, hands down. Step up. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, use your back muscles. Reverse that forward fold to reach up. Samastitihi. Exhale, standing pose. Feet together. Bend your knees. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Then straighten your legs. Uttanasana. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga as you exhale, step back or float back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pinch the mat with those thumbs and index fingers. Turn your left heel in towards your right foot and press your right foot up to the top of your mat. Bend your right knee. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, hands down. Step back plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right heel turns into your left foot And then your left foot comes forward. Bend the left knee. Press into both feet. Ribs forward, chest forward, arms up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Keep those hips low and chest forward as you step back. Chaturanga from plank. That's your exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pinch that mat with thumb and index finger. Lift sit bones, pull your front ribs in. Hug your core. Hug your spine, hug your belly button rather with your core. Step or hop up, fold, exhale, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, inhale. Standing pose, Samastitihi, exhale. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step your left leg back, lower your left knee down, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, take your hands down. Spin to your left. Squat on your left leg. Straighten out your right leg. Come all the way back to the back of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Forward into plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale. And then again, take your hands down and roll over to that left foot. Right foot straight, right leg straight, Skandasana. Lift the right knee. Press out through your right foot. Open your chest. Spin back to face the front. Step back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your left foot forward. Lower your right knee down. And inhale. Reach up. Low lunge. Exhale, take your hands down, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, nice and tall. Samastitihi. Exhale, standing pose. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Right leg back, right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, take your hands down. Walk over to the right now, Skandasana. Squatting on the right ankle, the right foot. Lift the left knee. Press out through your left toes. Lift your chest. And then go to the back of your mat with your hands, spinning back into down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And step your left foot forward, right knee down. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, take your hands down and again, squat over to your right. So rotate to the edge of your mat. Squatting on that right ankle. Lift the left knee. Open your chest. And then roll to face forward again. And step back, spinning into down dog. Adho Mukha. Plank pose, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your right foot. Lower your left knee. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, hands down. Step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Okay, feet together. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Bend your knees. And fold. Exhale, Uttanasana. Half lift, inhale. Step or shoot back. Exhale. Upward dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Turn your left heel down. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale. And take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Open your chest. Exhale. Bow over your right knee. Left leg strong. Right knee bends forward. Inhale. Back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Left hand, left foot. Vasishthasana, side plank. Press down from the back of your left shoulder. Keep your left pinky toe on the floor and press your left heel back a little bit more. Plank pose. Inhale. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right heel in, left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, open your heart. Bow, exhale, humble warrior. Keep the right knee strong. Keep over your thigh so you're not dumping inside your left thigh so the left hip's not popping out. Pull your elbows back away from your back. Inhale, release your arms, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Right hand comes slightly forward of your shoulder. Turn back, side plank. Push your right heel back. Push into the floor from your right shoulder. Stretch your left arm up. Zip your front ribs in. Hug your belly button with your core. Plank pose, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step or hop up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Inhaling and exhaling into standing posture, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms up. Forward fold. Exhale, Uttanasana. Half lift, inhale. And then on your exhale, shoot back. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Knees down. Exhale, Balasana, child's pose. Okay, inhale, come up. And then let's take this into tabletop cat-cow. Open your chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale back into table and take your knees back so you can lower down to your belly. And then we'll take this into a Sphinx pose, elbows on the floor. Pull your chest forward, lift your knees, point your toes back, especially the big toes. Pull your chest through. Keep your upper back pulling in so your front chest is moving forward towards your shirt. All right, and then take your left hand over to your right elbow and then get your elbow out of the way and take your right hand back to your right foot. Push your right foot up, take your left hand forward, and then open your chest. Point your left big toe back to the floor and lift your chest. Press your right hand back with your right foot. Ardha Dhanurasana. and then lower down. Hands forward. Stretch out. And then come back up to your elbows. Do the second side. So your right hand's going to come over towards your left elbow and then get it out of the way. Left hand to your foot. You can stay here. You can start to push your left foot up. Right hand forward and out. Lift your chest. Push the floor away with your right fingertips. Point your right big toe back down to the floor. Push your left arm back with your left foot. And then lower down. Stretch your left arm out and rest. You can swing your knee or your heel side to side if that feels good. And then come back up into tabletop pose. And just hold tabletop for a moment. Okay, take your left knee back slightly, right knee forward. Right knee to your right wrist. Scoot your left heel over in front of your left, or your right heel over in front of your left hip. And then stretch your left leg back a little longer until your hip comes down right behind your heel. Keep your hip bones pointing forward and your left big toe pointing straight back. And then come up into a back bend here. Eka Pada Rajakapotasana prep. One leg king pigeon prep. You can use blocks here. You can also come forward a little bit more if it's too intense to move back that deep. But lift your chest through and point that left toe back, left big toe. If you'd like to, and you're in a full upward back bend, you can start to bend your left knee and catch your left foot with your left hand. Your right hand can come to the floor, even back farther, and stretch your chest up to the ceiling. Pull your shoulder blades in, chest up. Push down into your right shin and the top of your right foot and kick that left hip forward. And then one little extra add-on here, if you want to take the left heel in a little bit more, hand can spin. You can start to reach up with your right hand. And then take your right hand down, release your left leg. Reverse this. Inch your left knee forward. Take your right foot under your right hip. Crawl your right knee back. Table. Situate your knees under your hips. Neutral tabletop here. Pull your shoulders open. Chest through. Zip the belly in and up. Squeeze your belly button with your core. Okay, right knee back a little bit, left knee forward. Start to push your left, or turn your left heel over in front of your right thigh, and then crawl your right knee back until the right hip comes down behind your left heel. Point your right toe back, big toe especially, and then your hands again can come forward a little bit. Drawing the right hip into your left heel and kicking the leg into left shin into your mat so you're not leaning over or dumping. So there's a lift up off the floor here with your left sit bone. Right hip is forward, so your sit bones are pretty level. The pelvis is pretty level. We'll lift and lengthen. And if you're balancing here, you can take your right hand to your right foot. Keep kicking the left shin into the mat and opening your right shoulder, but not pulling your right shoulder back. So keep scrubbing that right hip forward on the top of your right thigh, right above your knee. There's a pulling forward motion. And then again, if you want that extra little add-on, hand comes to the inside of your foot. You can spin your fingers forward and then balance here. Push down into your left knee from the back of your left hamstrings. And then exhale, left hand down, hands down, both hands. Reverse, crawl your right knee forward. Sweep the left heel back over. Crawl your left knee back. Meet in the middle under your hips. Plank pose, or tabletop pose. Draw your ribs in. Squeeze the belly button with the core. Make sure your arms aren't hyperextending. The elbows also are not turning in. The elbows point the line of your thumb, so your elbow creases. The center of your elbow crease lines up with the thumb line. Pinch the mat with your index finger and thumb. I'm going to crawl over to face the side of my mat. Walk the knees apart as far as you can get them. Big toes can come together. And you can sit back into a modified Mandukasana, the downward facing frog pose. And then you can also start to take your elbows down here. Come forward onto your elbows. Shoot your feet out. And then sit back into those heels, inner heels. And don't let your belly sag. Your knees can go just as far apart as they need, but your hips are not falling back. Knees and hips in line, ankles and knees in line, shins vertical. Try not to lean forward too much or back too much. Zip up your belly, push down into your elbows, and open your collarbones. Hug this core with your, hug the belly button with your core. One of these times I'll get that right. Push your toes out away from each other. Soften your upper back a little bit, the upper trapezius fibers, the upper neck, soften that. Look towards your thumbs or right down to your wrists. Okay, and then I'm going to take my hips forward a little bit so that I can take my big toes back together, come back to hands. My weight is now in my hands and my feet. I'm going to pull my knees back in and crawl back to face forward. Come back to seated position. Feet together, knees together. Squeeze your knees in a seated Apanasana here. You can climb your or crawl your sit bones towards your heels as much as you can get them. Lift your chest. Open your heart. And then we're going to twist to the right. So you can take your left arm on the outside of your right knee and your right hand behind. And keep pushing into your right hand so you can take your left ribs to your right thigh and open your chest to the right. And keep your right shoulder open so it's not collapsing down. So keep pulling the inner right shoulder head open behind you. Okay, release that twist. Back to center. Inhale, open up. Then exhale, we'll go off to the other side. Left hand back, right elbow hooks. And then again, open your left shoulder, head behind you. Open that left armpit, stretch it apart, make it smile. You can take your gaze wherever you want it. I like mine either forward or right out over my shoulder blades. Oh, it's an intense one on this side for me. Okay, and then inhale, release that. And then come onto your back. Hugging your knees into your chest. You can start to roll down into this reclining Apanasana now. Hug your knees into your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then take your left knee over to the floor. And then your right foot to the floor. Press your right knee away. And then come back up, hug your left knee in, keeping that ankle cross. Chest open, shoulders on the floor, shoulder blades on the floor. Sacrum on the floor if you can. Press your right thigh away. using your right thigh muscles, not so much your right elbow. Right elbow should just be hugging in towards your ribs. And then take your left foot down, and then we're going to go to the right. So pull your left knee to the floor using your right foot. Let your inner left foot roll to the floor. Keep pushing your left knee down using your right foot, and let your left hip pop up as much as you need. And then inhale back up through center. Uncross your right leg. Take your left ankle over your right thigh. And then again, we're going to go to the right first. So drop your outer right thigh to the floor, left foot to the floor, and push your left knee away. Your toes should be angled in the direction of your left knee, so the patella, the kneecap. So if the knee is pointing out at an angle, the right toe should point at that same angle. And keep pressing your thigh away from your abdomen. All right, and then come back up to the sole of your right foot. Once you're centered on your sacrum, pull your right knee in. And again, you're squeezing your shoulders down to the floor. You're squeezing your spine with your shoulder muscles. And then you're pulling the right knee in with your elbows coming in towards your ribs. Push your left thigh away using the leg muscles, the piriformis and the rotator muscles in the hip, the outer left hip. Even a little bit of the inside left hip pushes that left thigh away. All right, and then take your right foot to the floor. Keep your ankle crossed. Let the left knee come down. Use your left ankle to pull your inner right thigh down. Turn to the inside of your right foot, and then open up that right side core and low back here. All right, and then inhale, come back up to center. Uncross your left ankle. Feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. Scoot your feet a little farther away from your hips so you've got a longer space between your sit bones and your feet. Constructive rest pose. Your knees are not resting on each other and they're not falling away. You let the weight of your thighs fall down into your sacrum and your heels. And you can close your eyelids down here and just rest. Let the inner thigh relax here. Trying to get the inner groin to soften down to the floor. And then feel every time you breathe, there's a hug of that belly button again with the core. And on the exhale, and on the inhale, there's an expansion. But there's still a slight drawback of the belly button, even on that inhale. Exhale, soften your breath, soften your inner thighs, soften your shoulders and your face. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Softness into your hips, softness into your thighs, and then maybe even finding softness in your breath. So it quiets down, it quiets here, softens, maybe even expands and spreads out. All right, so it might take you a while to feel those inner thighs start to release. Mine are starting to tremble now because they're starting to go, oh, we don't have to work. And it's kind of a shock because those muscles overwork a lot for me. For most people, they do. So just stay here as long as you can and notice the inner thighs relaxing. And if you start to feel your knees fall away or twitch, you might even take a yoga strap, a belt, and just kind of tether your legs so that they don't fall open. They're not squeezing together either. So the inner thighs, you really want those guys to start to relax here. And as you feel that, you might need to scoot your feet farther away so that there's a little bit more weight placement down at an angle, so there's not so much work. Right, and then start to just let your feet scooch out away from you, and wrap up your class here, your practice here, with a rest, shavasana. And take as long as you need in this posture. When you're ready to come up to seated, move slowly, move mindfully. And maybe even take a moment when you are finished to sit and just express gratitude to yourself. And thank you for practicing with me.